Well, I'll tell you what we're looking at here, cricket fans. We're looking at a very decent test match. Yeah, that's right. I said it. A very decent test match. TGC is powered by CRED throughout the entire Border Gavaskar series. We're using CRED's scan and pay feature on that app. Pez, what's under the scanner for you at the moment?
Man, I was scanning online today and there was a couple of comments that indicated that Indians were crying more after Virat Kohli's dismissal. I mean, it's worth pointing out for balance because we've been advised to cry more online for the last 2 or so weeks, and I just got the impression that there's tears being shed on both countries now, from both countries, following Virat Kohli's potentially contentious dismissal. He was out.
I saw a photo of a baby reindeer, like shedding its antlers the other day. Horrific image. Yeah. Not nearly as bad as shedding tears online. That was out for me. He kicked a straight one for me. Let us know what you think about that in the comments. I was lined it up before, Pez. This is an exciting test match. So Australia finished well out in front. I'm actually surprised they didn't just send India straight back in with a 1-run lead. But there you go. I suppose they want to elongate test match cricket as much as they can. I think, I suppose the highlight of the day from an Australian point of view is Nathan Lyon's first session, four wickets in the first session. It was electric. It was exciting. He gets probably the biggest wicket maybe of the innings in Rohit Sharma, who sort of misses a straight one somehow. I mean, don't get me wrong, other big scalps and also KL Rahul. But I mean, it was a great turnaround for some blokes who said last week that he should never play for the country again.
He was great, the GOAT, today, on a wicket that assisted him a little bit more with a little bit more bounce, but a bit like had just a beautiful opportunity to go into the ground today and watch it right from behind his arm. And when compared to Kuhnemann and even Murphy, I mean, Lyon was zeroed in today. Like, he just got to work. He landlorded that crease and was just playing around, challenging the pads of of whoever he was bowling to, and was well worth the wickets that he got. And it was I've got to say, turning up today, talking to some punters outside the ground, which I think is illegal in India, but for Sidemouth, they were all expecting that it would be an Indian procession. It would be a batathon today, not to be confused with MS Walkathon.
It was a batathon in my hotel room today.
Yeah. Is that right? How many do you do? Weet-Bix, that is. MS Walkathon, not to be confused with MS Dhoni. But it turned out 263, pretty good score for Australia. Nathan Lyon bowled really well. It took a little while to bring Todd Murphy on, but then he went to work as well. Kuhnemann got his first test pole, definitely out. Virat, Packham. And a really good day for Australia, only kind of offset by just another excellent partnership from two blokes who probably bat 6 in any other side. 114-run partnership between Ashwin and Axar. I noted Axar after the game, they were like, "Oh, what is your what do your runs mean as a bowler?" And he's like, "Look, I'm an all-rounder. If I score runs, I'm a batting all-rounder, and if I take wickets, I'm a bowling all-rounder." And I like that.
That's alpha.
I like that. So Axar Patel's a batter now.
I think part of the extreme hardness of being in India is these guys where, like, you said this yesterday very eloquently, just like you just squint and you think, well, Australia's going to do something here. Are we in front now? Literally before lunch, Matthew Hayden's talking about things being all square going into the third test match. Might have jumped the gun a little bit, but I love that energy. I love the energy because we need some cheerleaders in there. But that's what happens, and Australia were well in front, and then you got Axar Patel comes in and hits 74. Oh, by the way, number 9's got 5 test centuries. And those lower order runs, exactly. And honestly, Cummins' 30 odd whatever he hit yesterday, important runs, and lower order runs are huge. Anyway, it was certainly Australia's session. They've won a couple of sessions now in this test match. I think we're celebrating some small wins, but that just goes to show how hard it is. And now you would probably say Australia might be slightly in front because it's going to get harder to bat.
Well, or is it because it was a pretty. I mean, I don't know if the Binlin was making it look this way, but it looked a pretty benign deck for the last hour. Like, Rohit was all out of ideas. you know, you have to hand it to whomever made the call to open with Head, who, you know, obviously hasn't done that for Australia at test level. Not sure what he's done in first-class cricket in terms of opening the batting. Promoting him ahead of what we presume to be Matt Renshaw. Should also note that David Warner is out with concussion, subbed out of the game. Hairline fracture of the elbow. Shadows lengthening, says Gideon Hay on his career. Interesting to see what happens from there. But, mate, 61 for 1 of 12 overs at day's end. The bin lid feasted. Australia blitzed it. And you'd rather be us than them. Yeah,
but at the same time, I remember what it's like to go for a team that is just invincible at home, and it gets to a point where you want a challenge. Now, like obviously India have just won 15 by an innings in the last 40 or whatever, and now Australia's put up some fight, and that's making Indian fans salivate for sure, because at the moment they'd be like, I hope they get 400 because I know we're going to win, and I can't wait to see Kohli hit 200. You know, I think that's the mentality at the moment. Yeah. They want a third day, they want a fourth day, they want to have a sniff of a fifth. I think that's ambitious, but I like that confidence. I know I've just made that up, but I recognise the ambition and the confidence in the side.
The fact that Axar and Ashwin batted so well, and then Australia went out and scored so well, I mean, it does indicate to me that the deck might be just, you know, behaving more truthfully in its conduct in life than it had been previously.
Sort of straighten itself out.
Well, exactly. Yeah. And you know, hopefully Australia can bat from a biased perspective. Australia can bat, and then that pitch can become a lying son of a bitch when they go to bowl again. Not for the view count though. Not for the view count.
No, that's right. I thought Kuhnemann was impressive. Obviously, he gets his first Test wicket. He really chucks him down there, doesn't it? It's impressive. Really gets him down there. Sort of chucks him into the wicket there. That's not even subtle. I thought I said yesterday when I watched these first couple of overs at the beginning of the Indian innings, it looks a repeatable action. I think there's words on the action from many people, but you know, whatever. That's probably not for me to say, or is it? If it was from another country, would I be saying? Yeah. Or have I already said it? Am I dumb? Let us know in the comments.
But I don't say something dumb every 10 seconds, my head will explode. Probably the quote of the tour off air.
Anyway, so you know, he played his part, and with line bowling so well, and then Murphy continuing excellent form, then Kuhnemann having a different angle, looked fairly relentless, and Australian selection actually looked good at the moment. Though I just feel like even though Australia were in front for a large parts of the day, I still feel like India's always just there. They're never out of it until Australia take the last wicket and they win by whatever, if that happens or whatever. I just feel like India are never out of it. But Australia's had the best day in India since Pune in 2017, probably.
Yeah, no, it's you can tell we're daring to dream. Just don't want to say it.
It's the hope that kills you.
It's the hope that kills you.
Yeah, I don't know why we think it's going to work out well for us, because it very rarely does. India's lost 2 games in 10 years.
Got to hand it to some of those guys, man. I mean, like, I really think the Australian team has done pretty well to shut out a lot of this, like, anxiety, you know, promoted by the media and dickheads like us. Because look at Nathan Lyon. You know, it wouldn't be easy to be as kind of storied a spinner as he is. I think for a debutant to come in, take 7 for on a wicket that aids that, and that's be cool. And then, you know, this debutant can use his wrist in different ways, like you did with your batathon today.
Different ways. The sleeper.
That's right.
Left hand Lucy. Don't know why I dropped a syllable there. I said Lucy.
Yeah. Because you're channeling Brad Hodge there. That's right.
Well, he was in the room.
Sit on the old hands, can't feel anything.
Paint the fingernails, think it's someone else. Ego's got a gas hook around?
Well, worried about where you were yesterday because you weren't feeling well. Just it was suggested that maybe the old gas cooker would come around and tied you up.
Just to let people know, about an hour ago I had a blood test for with 6 different vials, so I'm probably a little low on the old blood there. So feeling a little bit loopy, let's just blame that.
I must say I was concerned to get a WhatsApp message saying I'm having some blood work done. It's like, pardon, what do you mean?
Just getting some horse blood pumped into me. Actually, buy a horse. That was the worst thing.
It's really gone off rails now. Just talking about has the wicket gone benign? You've got a gas cooker in your room. And a bit of blood work done. You had the Indian doctor come up to your hotel room.
That's why. That's
Dropping horse blood into you.
That's why I insisted when you booked the hotel here. That's why I insisted it needs to be near some stables. It needs to be near the track. Is it near the track?
You got any salt lick there as well in your room?
Look at some sugar cubes.
Sugar cubes and salt lick. Oh, they're losing it.
Oh, I've been so sick. I've been so unwell.
A bit delusional.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, you've got an AskTGC, don't you?
Is that what we're up to? Is there anything else to talk about today?
Well, Nathan Lyon took his 100th wicket against India.
That's awesome.
Got a 5. That's some good shit.
That's awesome.
And yeah, a bit of a blitzkrieg at the end of the day's play for Australia there.
I should say, by the way, at the moment we're in Gurgaon, which is about 45 minutes notionally outside of Delhi, but it took about an hour and a half to get us out here because of the old traffic. So, we're at the venue for tonight's third last show of the tour. We're flying
Vegas here. It's
going to be sick. There's going to be 300 of the best here tonight, or just 300 people, depending who turns up. And that's going to be the last show being Delhi, and then we fly to Mumbai tomorrow, and then we do 2 shows in Mumbai on the same night. Then we're there for a few days. Then we head off back to Melbourne. So Pezza alluded to it earlier. If you haven't already seen the side mouth, you can go and check that out. It's already on the channel. There's also going to be more vlogs coming up and also more reviews. So that's what's happening on the channel. So anyway, thanks to all the people we spoke to outside the ground today. That was good fun. It was funny. Cool. Okay, hashtag AskTGC. And if you got your hashtag AskTGC, leave it in the comments below and we'll read it out on tomorrow's show. It helps us keep this show going with some jokes and whatnot. Jackson wrote in via Patreon, by the way, and he said, Australian cricket fans are allowed to be happy after Usman Khawaja's outstanding 81 in the second test. Instead of admiring the skill and temperament which went into that innings, or you can see online a hero saying, can't get caught if it's along the ground. I hate fans more than I hate cricket. Indeed. We're never happy. We're never happy,
but the paradox of that is that's how we stay happy. Like the premise, undergirding that kind of comment where some Doritos eating slob sitting in front of the TV says, can't get out of here on the ground. Yeah. Like the paradox is that it's a nod to Australian exceptionalism. He's going like, I'm not satisfied with Usman Khawaja making 81 on an absolute Bunsen burner in a place they call the gas chamber.
Right.
On day one of a test match when he's come off a couple of low scores. That's not enough. I want more because I believe that we're excellent. I believe we're exceptional. It's all bullshit, and he's going to continue to eat his Doritos, and those Doritos do taste good, in particular after a big night when you get in at 5 a.m. Very, very welcome Doritos.
Part of me thinks that the fight of Australians that have shown so far in the set is actually 2 days in, but that's probably going to upset a lot of people. But one more thing will go wrong, and it's like, still can't do it.
Yep.
Still can't
woke.
do it. Yeah.
Too woke as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Which will also affect their cash position.
Indeed. Well, that is our review of day 2. I don't remember a single thing we've just said, but it's going to be good when we hit the stage here in about half an hour, 45 minutes or so. Looking forward to the show, Pez, tonight?
Yeah, I am. Both of us are in our own places, and let's take that energy into the show.
Yeah. It's a good room. See you tonight if you're here, and if you're not, I won't see you.